Hi, folks. Good evening. It's 5:12. The formal event is going to get started in about 2 minutes. So please, if you're in the line to get a drink, I won't talk you out of it. Would all the 40 under 40 winners please come up to the back row of these red chairs and find the chair with your name tag on it and have a seat. So again, we're going to start the event in about 2 minutes. You can either sit in the red seats in the front or feel free to stand and have access to the bar. Although I think it's closed during the event. Susan, how are you?
Good.
Nice to see you.
Where do you want me?
So,
This is like rose. I like it. Can I have some velvet?
I remember going to your presidential Papa event. You might as well have had the royal, throne up there. That was quite. What's up?
That's the way they go.
That's why you don't want to. That's why you don't want to have one every year.
It's fancy. We just don't wear those robes.
Okay. Good. I'm not very comfortable.
But they are beautiful.
And I've never learned the significance of all of them. They're different colors.
Colors signify the degree of the institution.
And
Coding and all that.
yeah.
Yeah. So, so the order from the presenting sponsor comments. You're first, Ryan second, Gandhi's third. And then, the way we did it last year,
Good to see you again.
last year was we took 10 for one, and we can keep that same order. You want to be, give the award to your guys, or doesn't matter. So let's just keep that order.
Yeah, two
All right, but it's hard for me to put it in the same. Yeah. So, why don't we just stick with that same order, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll divide the last three. So 10, 10, 10. Gentlemen, is that it? Was.
It's 1, 2, 3.
So why don't we just keep it in that order of the speaking, 1, 2, 3. Yes,
First 10, second 10, third 10.
yeah. And then Gandhi's got these. You don't have. Do you have any tricks? Do you have any circus acts that you perform? Gandhi
not
has one.
tonight.
Oh.
Gandhi has one.
He has one. No, is that fun?
Yes, I maybe. Yes. That's good.
Remember last year?
So 10, 10, 10. What about the last 10?
We go through with you.
Thank you.
That's what we did last year.
Thank you.
Somebody
We'll count it up.
count.
Okay. Does that make sense? And then it's all even. And then we'll take a shot with everybody, etc. That's good? Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. So I got about 1 minute, and then I start bringing you guys up for us. Some rapid comments so that it's on to the all right?
Nice. You want us to, you want us to go sit there now?
On the middle. All off the stage and sort it out.
You want us to be up there?
Yeah. I'll call you up. Okay. How's everybody doing? Who doesn't have a drink in their hand? Are we close to ready? Okay, folks, it is 5:15, and this is a show with several moving parts. So we're going to get started right now so that we can sort of get through the whole program and get back to kind of schmoozing and celebrating all of our winners here tonight. So welcome to the 13th annual Worcester Business Journal 40 Under 40 event. You can see these posters up front show 40 Under 40 classes from the last 13 years, and there's lots of recognizable folks from our community who have won this award, and we're especially pleased to have a terrific crowd of young professionals here this evening. If you look around at this magnificent hall, you'll see paintings of some of our nation's greatest leaders and some of the Worcester area's most prestigious citizens of many years ago. This hall is a real special place and a terrific locale to celebrate these 40 outstanding young adults. Like I said, this is a big show with a lot of moving parts, and it's a production we could not pull off by ourselves. So we're honored to be working closely with our sponsors, media partners, volunteer judges, and the many key vendors who all help make this an extra special affair. Our presenting sponsors, and seated to my left at the stage here, are Nichols College, Commerce Bank, and Charter Business. Our corporate sponsor is Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. Our media sponsor, WTAG and WSRS, and our judges, Bonnie Bianchi, the President and CEO of Metro West Chamber, Megan Liddy, who's a Senior VP of Business Banking at Fidelity Bank, Chris Mena, a partner at Bowditch and Dewey, and Ron Haydorn, who's the Executive Director of the Boys and Girls Club of Worcester. So a special thank you for them for donating their time to help us select this outstanding class. So over the next few minutes, we're going to hear from our really key partners, our 40 Under 40 presenting sponsors, Nichols, Commerce Bank, and Charter Business, have each been with us for several years, and it's a partnership that we deeply value at the Business Journal, and obviously an event and a celebration that fits with their company stand as important community citizens here in Central Mass. So first, I'd like to invite up Dr. Susan West Enkelmeyer, the president of Nichols College. Susan.
Thanks, Peter. On behalf of Nichols College, congratulations to the amazing 40 professionals chosen this year. Y'all look really young to some of us here. The women and men we recognize tonight have very diverse backgrounds and come from all sectors, from nonprofit to entrepreneurship to corporate. All have achieved success and exhibited really outstanding leadership, and just as significant, and probably more so given your early careers and your family obligations, you all give back to your communities. I read every single one of the profiles in the career highlights and looked at your biggest successes, challenges, who your mentors were. Mom was mentioned more than anyone else. And the hidden talents that each of you have published in the September 3rd issue of the Worcester Business Journal. I chuckled while reading about your hidden talents, including moonwalking to a Michael Jackson song. Maybe we'll get a demonstration of that when that person comes up, I don't know. Winemaking and bartending. I found other talents that could lead to your career plan B if what you're doing right now doesn't work out so well. And that included film acting and earning certification as a race car driver. Now we have to know how that came about. I also wondered about one of you who listed The Hangover as your favorite movie. Yeah. You know who you are. I'm not going to mention you. Your contributions to the community are many and noteworthy, and some combine your special talents with community service, such as teaching figure skating to handicapped children. Your grit, determination, and contributions are truly remarkable. Many of you talk about the challenge of balancing work, family, and community involvement. Although one of you states you figured that one out. So my suggestion to you is to bottle it and sell it, because none of us seem to have done that very well, especially in our early careers. Many of you mentioned your college backgrounds, and others talked about their pursuits toward master's degrees or certificate programs. It's evident that all of you understand the importance of continuing education and being a lifelong learner. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge our alumnus, John Pekulis. John, give us a wave. Thank you. From the class of 2001. He's one of the 40 under 40 honorees tonight, and he certainly understands the importance of giving back. He graciously comes back to Nichols to speak with our students about the successes and challenges in business that he faced. This real-world experience is invaluable to our undergraduates. Nichols believes in investing in leadership. Okay, a little 30-second plug for Nichols. Our mission is to transform today's students into tomorrow's leaders through a dynamic, career-focused business and professional education, all within a supportive community. And we deliver on our mission. 40% of our graduates become a CEO, corporate president, or business owner. And on average, 94% of our graduates in the last 5 years were placed within 6 months of graduation. If you haven't watched the national statistics, that's nearly double the national average. This economy is a time when many workforce professionals hone their skills. For adult learners, we offer at Nichols bachelor's degrees and 2 graduate degrees, an MBA and a master's in organizational leadership. And I'm thrilled to say that another of our honorees tonight earned 2 degrees from Nichols, Ms. Deborah Miner. Deborah, thank you. She holds a BSBA in accounting and an MBA in accounting and finance. As Deborah mentioned in her profile, her degrees are one of her most gratifying accomplishments because she did those while she was working full-time. That's always amazing. In closing, yeah, you gonna give her a little shout out? In closing, I want to acknowledge Peter Stanton, publisher of the Worcester Business Journal, for creating and growing the 40 Under 40 event. It has become Worcester County's premier celebration of young business talent and leadership. So again, congratulations to the 40 winners. You are truly the future of this great community. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. And next, Brian Thompson, the president of Commerce Bank.
Thank you, and good afternoon. Commerce Bank is pleased to again be the presenting sponsor of this year's 40 Under 40 event, along with our friends from Nichols College and Charter Business Services. This is our 4th year in which we have sponsored this event and really believe it to be a signature event for Central Massachusetts as it showcases our leaders both of today as well as tomorrow. So congratulations to each of you, 40 leaders who are going to be recognized today. This is a tribute to your success. I'd like to recognize Jim Goodhue, our Main Street office manager, who is a 40 Under 40 awardee and will be honored this evening. Jim, we're proud of you and congratulations. I'd also like to acknowledge the excellent work of the Worcester Business Journal, and headed by Peter Stanton, his CEO, and Rick Saya, its editor. The Worcester Business Journal continues to play a very important role in bringing business news to our region. So to both of you, keep up the good work. I'd like to thank Mr. David Massad, Duddy, our owner and chairman, for the important role he plays in supporting our management team and being such a generous part of our community. Thank you, Duddy. A little information about Commerce Bank, your local community bank. We are local to Central Massachusetts, just like you, but we're not small in size. We have $1.6 billion in assets. We have loans in excess of $1 billion. We have deposits in excess of $1.4 billion. Our capital is very strong at $140 million. And we have 275 employees who work with us at Commerce. We've grown tremendously in recent years because of you and others like you in our community who have recognized the value of a local bank. In August, Commerce Bank acquired Mercantile Bank, which is headquartered in Boston. It provides us with 3 new offices, one in Brighton, one in the South End, and one in Fenway. It's right across the street from the ticket office. Unfortunately, there's not much action there anymore, but that's where we're located for a better day, for next year. All those offices have been rebranded as Commerce Bank. And you can see our sign on the turnpike today as you drive into Boston. The Small Business Administration continues to recognize us as an active SBA lender in Worcester County, which is another example of our commitment to financing local businesses. Our success, though, is derived from the success of the people and businesses in the communities in which we serve. This is our home. We live here. We work here. And all the decisions that affect you and our bank are made here. And this allows us not to be successful only financially, but also a strong community partner. And we do this through our financial support, through sponsorships of many events, and through our employees' involvement. And we take great pride in all of those activities. And just some of the examples of things that we're involved in. Obviously, the United Way, which is the cornerstone of delivering services in our community. Our employees, and coupled with a contribution from the bank, contributed over $70,000 to the United Way last year. In another week, I think it's on the 27th, we're the presenting sponsor of the Worcester Historical Museum's Harvey Ball, where the city manager, Michael O'Brien, will be rightfully honored. We're involved in numerous sponsorships, whether it be the Spirit of Shrewsbury Festival, Latin American Festival, Holden Days, St. Spiridon Greek Festival, India Day, Columbia Independence Day. We support many different organizations who have festivals because we think that bringing different cultures to our city and the diversity makes Worcester a more exciting and interesting city. This year we'll be sponsoring 5 shows, different shows at our wonderful Hanover Theater, which reflects our commitments to the arts and culture, along with Music Worcester, which they have concerts in this wonderful hall. We sponsor a concert there. Literacy Volunteers is an organization that we feel highly of as well because they assist people who come to this country and who want to become fluent in English so that they can be better integrate into our Worcester community. And to the Equitarium, we sponsor the Great Pumpkin Fest and a Christmas journey in December. So, and one last thing I wanted to mention, on the 13th of October, we'll be hosting right over here on Main Street a program called, it's a kids safety event. It's on a Saturday. Firemen will teach children safety issues, activities for children, but most importantly, the MyChip program, which is a program where they take dental implants and others of young children so that should they ever become missing or lost in any way, our authorities will be more able to quickly find and identify them. And then, of course, Commerce Bank Field at Foley Stadium, where we helped renovate that a few years ago and where our 5 high schools now play on. But the list goes on, and I'm extremely proud to lead an organization that, in the face of uncertain times, is succeeding financially as well as an active participant in our community and to make it a stronger place for all of us. So to this year's awardees, congratulations. Your success will be our success. You're all very talented and have reached a high level of success in your respective businesses. But our communities need your leadership as well. If you are not already involved, I encourage each of you to take a leadership role in our community. Make it an important part of your life. This class of 2012 and the classes before you together can make this region a better place for all of us. Thank you, and again, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you, Brian. And now I'd like to invite Gandhi Ramsarup, who's Charter Business's Regional Sales Manager for the Central States and for New England. Gandhi.
Good evening, everybody. First and foremost, my name is Gandhi. I work with Charter Business. I won't point out the woman, but the woman that met me on the other side of the wall and said, "Yeah, great," and I'm Mother Teresa. Nice to meet you. Mother Teresa's out there somewhere in the crowd. She's not wearing a name tag, but I think her name's Amy. Peter, Another phenomenal job. Not only are you the best dressed, but you and Chris have done another phenomenal job. I say you and Chris, but I know the entire Worcester Business Journal. I can tell you that Charter Business is proud to be a sponsor not only of the Worcester Business Journal, but for events such as this. Congratulations to the 40 winners this year. Being similar in age, I'm envious. You guys have risen to the occasion and are true leaders of your communities, so congratulations to you all. For those of you that don't know, Charter is much more than your hometown cable provider. Most of you probably think of us as being the HBO provider, the Showtime provider. And while I love those shows, if you can't get Dexter on demand, I can't help you. But if your businesses are looking for some business mission-critical telecom needs, we can help you. Charter has long time been a provider of hometown internet, broadband services, as well as phone and video. But we also offer services to businesses just like yours. Here in the Worcester community alone, we've spent this year to date multiple millions of dollars to build out our network to businesses just like yours. And what businesses like yours recognize is a true cost savings. Mingled throughout the crowd here, sprinkled throughout the crowd, we have several people with Charter. I see Martin here in the corner. I see Bill and Dominic back in the corner. For those of you that don't know Kelly and Bobby D, although he prefers to be called Robert formally, they're very popular here. So if you guys haven't talked to them, I encourage you to. I think you'll find great value in what we can offer your businesses. 2011 was a great year for us at Charter. 2012 was an even a better year. Again, the millions of dollars we've spent to build out our network into communities like yours is all supported not only locally with phenomenal people that you see here in the crowd, but also domestic support that we do all here domestically. So we're proud to be a sponsor. And for all of those mission-critical needs, we have needs that are completely scalable for you, ranging from the very small business up to the large enterprise business on our fiber side with our custom fiber solutions. So without going too much in detail, I will tell you that we are proud to win PC Magazine's, again, this is a very technical term, they've named us as the fastest internet provider. So in technical terms, that means we're really, really, really fast. And while I can't predict the future, I can tell you the future technology, it's only going to require more bandwidth. And so I encourage you all to give us a look. No one can compete with us, frankly. So again, thanks to Peter, not only for looking sharp, but also to Chris, and I don't see Chris out here, but they do so much work for you guys as a community, and I truly think that the Worcester Business Journal has become the glue for the business community here. So congratulations to the winners, and again, Charter Business is so proud to be a sponsor of you all. Congratulations.
Stay right here. Okay, folks, this is a small 30-second diversion. Last year, when two winners said they could juggle, I actually had a can of tennis balls up here last year, and I threw it at one of them, and he kind of fumbled it away, and Gandhi leaned over to me and said, "I can juggle." So I said to him, "Gandhi, I got a can of balls here. We want to see if you can." So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Home. Yeah. There we go. Yes, sir. Okay. We do have a couple props testing the special talents. You know, when people list a special talent, every now and then we call them on it. So, anyways, where's Mark? Whoop. You got to come around there. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. So, here we are, folks. We are ready to start the awards. And I think the slide should go. And our first awardee is Daniel Wright. Daniel Wright has his hands full at work, where he's a senior surety bond underwriter for Liberty Mutual, and at home, where his daughter Abigail keeps him on his toes. Abigail spent her first 4 months in 2009 at the NICU at UMass Memorial, which was a tremendous test of her dad and the whole family. All of them passed with flying colors, and Daniel has been involved helping to put on the NICU golf tourney ever since. Please give a warm welcome to Grafton's Daniel Wright. Okay, and next, Alicia Williams clearly has the entrepreneurial gene, so it was no surprise when she started her own internet marketing firm, Aliste Inc., fresh out of college just a few years ago. Every now and then I look up and make sure I'm reading the right one. Not only is she writing and creating social media strategies, she's also making public speaking one of her calling cards. An active volunteer, Alicia sits on the board of the Center for Women in Enterprise and has raised funds for the Komen Foundation. Please give it up for Alicia Williams. Woo!
A different city every night. Oh, I swear the world better prepare for when I'm a billionaire.
Yeah, I would have a show like Oprah. I would be the host of Everyday Christmas. Give Travi a wish list. I'd probably pull a Angelina and Brad Pitt and adopt a bunch of babies.
All right, and next, at 28, Nina Walsh has gotten a lot accomplished in a short time. She's already worked at a PR firm in Manhattan, run her own PR company, and worked as a social media specialist for EMC before joining UMass Memorial as a social media digital marketing specialist. Nina's a high achiever who just can't help herself, as she recently went back to school to pursue a master's degree. She's also involved in a bunch of community causes. Just a few more balls she manages to keep in the air. Please recognize an accomplished woman who can't be getting much sleep, Nina Walsh. Woo!
Practice isn't perfect, but the market cuts a loss. I remind myself that times could be much worse. My wife won't ask me questions. There's not so much to ask, and she'll never phone to write an empty page.
Luke Valancourt got his career started out of state, but returned to Central Mass because he loves the area, and his family firm, Valancourt Folk Art, could put his digital marketing expertise to good use. When he's not keeping up with the latest technologies, he's engaged with the Worcester Art Museum, Worcester Academy, and efforts to promote the local hospitality industry. Please give it up for Luke Valancourt, the only man in this hall who turned down a job with Victoria's Secrets. He was going to be a runway model. This marketing pro, where is he? There he is. This marketing pro has plied his trade at such large organizations as Citizens Bank and the Hartford before joining Worcester's Bulbs.com as its VP of Marketing. Brian Traynor executed a website relaunch that was a screaming success based on all the metrics, and also gives his time and expertise to several organizations in northern Connecticut where he lives, including acting in several community stage productions. Please light it up for Brian Traynor! By the way, I forgot to add, every one of the winners selected their own little piece of runway music. So all these little loud tunes you hear are very personalized. Okay, next. While she started as an entry-level temp, Elizabeth Tatro today is the supervisor of program representatives at RCAP Solutions, overseeing an operation that manages more than 2,000 housing vouchers. Her volunteer work includes the American Cancer Society, the National Bone Marrow Registry, and an American Red Cross blood drive. This mom of four loves variety and meeting life's challenges. Please give it up for Gardner's Elizabeth Tatro! Woo!
And I won't back down. Well, I know what's right. I got just one line. In a world that keeps on pushing me around.
All right, I'm getting ready for the next one. Okay, John Peculis not only followed in his dad's footsteps in the appraisal business, but later purchased the firm they both worked at, Allied Appraisal Associates of New England, where John is the president and chief appraiser. Having lost his dad when John was 25 and his mom when he was 31, he is wise beyond his years and has turned their life lessons into wisdom on how he leads his own. He's guest lecturer at his alma mater, Nichols College, which we heard about from Susan, and volunteers his time chairing several golf fundraising committees. Let's hear it. Let's appraise John's many accomplishments by giving him a big hand. John Peculius. Okay, hey, John, don't have a seat yet. John, I need you for a minute. Okay, for those who read the profiles, John's hidden talent is being able to hit a Happy Gilmore-style drive 200 yards down the middle of the fairway. So, to witness his form, and could everyone clear the runway just a little bit, I brought him a 7-iron, and it's a plastic golf ball, but we want to see your approach, John. Let's make some room so we can have a running start. Don't fall off the stage. Whoa, one more shot. Okay, I'll take the shot. It's tough. He usually does it with a driver. It's a short club. Yeah, whoa, okay. Thank you, John. Let's give him a hand. What a good sport. I did not warn him. That was a surprise. Okay. Many lawyers do their work behind the desk and don't set foot in the courtroom. Lynette Pachkowski, a senior associate at Bowditch & Dewey, is in the hurly-burly world of trial attorneys. So don't let her pleasant demeanor fool you. She can be tough when she needs to be. When Lynette is not advising clients or appearing in court, she's volunteering. She co-founded the Young Professionals Women's Association, works with Community Legal Aid, and helped organize the Worcester Irish Music Fest for 3 years. Please give a standing O and a little Irish step dance for Lynette Pachkowski. Okay. Michael Murphy is a former Air Force Academy grad who spent 5 years in the air before settling down and attending BC Law School. Now he's a dedicated labor and employment attorney with Myrick O'Connell and a committed coach and active community member in the town of Auburn. Among his many volunteer activities has been a coaching stint with the St. John's High School lacrosse team. Please raise your sticks for Michael Murphy. That's not a rock song, is it? Nice music. Okay. Jill Motika has been a volunteer since she was a young teenager. First as a 14-year-old at Norwood Hospital, and today as a Girl Scout Daisy leader. She's also helped out the Women in Business and Dress for Success programs, while also delivering the goods on her day job as Director of Admissions and Promotions at Bay Path College. Please give a warm welcome to Sturbridge's Jill Motika. So, I am about to switch places with Mark Murray, Worcester Business Journal's associate publisher, who will read the next 10 awardees. And then we'll hear from Rick, and then we'll have Rick say for the next 10 after that. Mark Murray.
Thank you, Peter. Deborah Miner started her banking career as a part-time teller. She pursued her BA and master's at night while working full-time, and that educational journey took her 11 years. Along the way, she graduated summa cum laude from Nichols College and won a prestigious accounting award. Her climb up the career ladder has led her to become a vice president and credit manager for Clinton Savings Bank, where she's been a real difference maker at the bank and in the Clinton community. Please recognize Deborah Miner.
To my friends in New York, I say hello. My friends in LA, they don't know where I've been for the past few years or so.
Melody Milner left a successful career in the restaurant business to pursue one in the education field. Today, she is the Assistant Director of Financial Aid at Anna Maria College, where she helps students plan for their futures. She's engaged in a variety of volunteer activities and gets wonderful support at home from her husband, Justin. Wow, not that many spouses get a direct call out, Justin. Usually it's mom and dad. Is Justin here? All right, Justin. Anyway, let's give it up for Melody Milner. Melody. The former high school basketball star has made her mark at Clifford and Reno Associates, a Worcester-headquartered investment planning and advisory firm, where today she's a senior vice president. Sarah McGrath has carved out a successful career in helping her clients achieve their financial goals, and she's doubled down by volunteering her time to the Worcester Women's Club and the UMass Alumni Association's local chapter. Please join me in recognizing the very talented Sarah McGrath.
Made of stone. When I hear the music, close my eyes, feel the rhythm, wrap around, take a hold.
Now, Sarah, before you sit down, you weren't going to get away that easily. Give your plaque to the judges. We want to see if you still have that sweet swing. Great. Not yet, no. Great. Thank you. It's no surprise to find a natural cook working in the kitchen industry. Nicholas Maruka is a partner and owner at Creative Cabinets and Creative Living of Worcester, one of New England's leading kitchen, bath, and remodeling firms. He's coached every youth sport that exists in the town of Shrewsbury and credits his mom for keeping him on track in life with her direct yet loving style. Yet his greatest accomplishment is listed as, quote, celebrating my 15th wedding anniversary with my wife, unquote. Now there's a man who knows his audience. Let's all give a big hand to this smiling Nick Maruka.
He doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but no, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality and making some noise, making a story.
On the side, Todd Mandela is an amateur photographer and a movie critic. So it's no surprise that his profile lists Shawshank Redemption as his favorite movie. The man has good taste. He's also developed quite a skill at helping middle market managers finance their growth in his role as vice president at Sullivan Bank. He's also an active community member on a number of nonprofit fronts. So please give a warm welcome to Worcester's Todd Mandela. Sarah Loy is a woman of many degrees, a master's in geography and a master's in nonprofit management, to name two. And she also has a high degree of dedication to her career as the communications coordinator and development associate at Community Legal Aid. This proud mom of a 2-year-old is also deeply involved in volunteering, which includes her role as president of the Worcester County ACLU chapter. Please give it up for a former member of the University of Oklahoma Marching Band, Sarah Loy. Go Sooners! How many of you know much about your local Rotary Club? Well, there's a very prestigious award the club gives out, which is called the Paul Harris Fellowship. Brian Hunton earned that exclusive award in 2010, quite an accomplishment for a veritable youngster. He's the branch manager for the MBA Mortgage Corp in Athol and has doubled down on his efforts to finance homes for his clients in a very challenging real estate market. Let's hear it for Brian Hunton.
I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time.
Kevin Hayes used to market student loans to colleges, but when the financial crisis hit in 2008, he found himself without a job. In early 2009, he joined the Millbury Federal Credit Union team, and today is branch manager, assistant treasurer, and student loan manager. He turned his student loan knowledge into a major growth area for the credit union and has enjoyed teaching students and young adults about financial literacy and money management. Please recognize a natural mentor, Kevin Hayes. Ed Hardy has that lanky, natural look of a young Jimmy Stewart. So it's no wonder he picked It's a Wonderful Life as his favorite movie. But he's got a pretty wonderful life as well, managing 3 Massachusetts locations of Central Rock Climbing Centers, which he co-founded at the age of 24. Not only is his day job exciting, he gets to climb walls for fun. But he also just married the love of his life in July, so it's been an awfully good year for Worcester's George Bailey. Let's give a big round of applause to Ed Hardy. After cutting his teeth as an equity trader and earning both his CFA and CFP designations, Kevin Grimes joined the family firm, Grimes & Company, in 1998. Today he's a portfolio manager and principal, and just 2 years ago, the firm exceeded $1 billion in assets under management. He's active on the Red Cross Board, the Economics Club, and the Rett Syndrome Foundation, to name a few. Although Kevin was unable to attend this afternoon's festivities, let's give him a well-delivered round of applause. Okay, I'm looking for my editor, Rick Saya. Here he comes, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, Worcester Business Journal's editor, Rick Saya.
Okay, the next 10, you got me. Jennifer Gramatic had a successful career in sales, customer service, and learning how to develop strong interpersonal skills in the retail world. I say had because last year she made a career change after witnessing an inspiring and memorable event. Now she's marketing representative for the Center of Hope Foundation in Southbridge, and it makes her happy enough to dance. In fact, she teaches it. She's also an avid runner who has participated in several fundraisers. So please congratulate Jennifer Gramatic. Jim Goodhue has settled in at Commerce Bank, where he is now Assistant Vice President of Business Development, as well as manager of the bank's branch in Leominster. He has also taken pride in founding a networking group in north central Worcester County to help build and cultivate professional relationships. Much of his community involvement focuses on children, such as Kids Safety Day and Commerce Bank's Children's Safety event. Jim, come on up, meet the boss again, and let's give a big hand to Jim Goodhue. Danielle Good Pryor has created and sold a business. She's now Director of Marketing for Centage Corporation in Natick, and in between that, she finds the time to be more than just a soccer mom. She coaches both her boys' teams. She also supports First Descents, an organization that conducts outdoor activities for teenage cancer survivors, as well as the Ellie Fund, which fights breast cancer and eases its effect on families. She takes on a lot, so we're glad she found the time to be with us tonight. Please give it up for Danielle Good Pryor. Lindsay Kate Gerhard really wasn't crazy about working for her dad when she left the telecom industry to join Barry Communications 6 years ago. But maybe in this case, father knows best. Kate agreed to work for her dad for 6 months. 6 years later, she's still there and taking on more responsibility as vice president of the company. She's a member of the Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce and its Women's Leadership Program. Please give a warm welcome to Lindsay Kate Gerhard. Several 40 under 40 honorees told us they're good dancers. We'll take them at their word for it. For those who are not, there's Jennifer Fosher. She's the founder and owner of the Fosher School of Dance in Auburn, whose favorite movies are, somewhat surprisingly, Footloose and Dirty Dancing. She has watched some of her students become college dance majors, scholarship winners, and title winners. She's also creator and director of the biennial Dance to Make a Difference performance that benefits YME Sherry's House of Worcester. She could not be with us tonight, but let's get in rhythm and congratulate Jennifer Fosher. Jacqueline Rose Doobie is the owner of Jacqueline J's Face and Body Service in Worcester, Face and Body Center, sorry. She started the business in 2009 after several years of working in the corporate world with such companies as Nielsen Media Research and Fox Family Worldwide, then with Bayer Healthcare, Kimberly-Clark, and Yankee Candle. She also serves our veterans by giving them chair massages at Veterans Inc., and just this year she took up running. and she picked it up rather quickly, having completed a half marathon 3 months ago. So please give a warm welcome to Jacqueline Rose Doobie. Matt Douglas loves the movie Groundhog Day. Matt Douglas loves the movie Groundhog Day. Great, you got it. In fact, every year on Groundhog Day, he organizes a community service project on behalf of the company he founded, Punch Bowl Inc., an online company based in Framingham that helps users with party planning. He has guided Punch Bowl from its inception, raising 3 rounds of venture capital. He's also acquired 2 companies and launched partnerships with well-known consumer brands. Let's give it up again and again for Matt Douglas. Jennifer Conrad likes to seize opportunities when she finds them. After just 3 months as a bank teller, she applied for an opening in cash management. And last year, she became Senior Vice President of Cash Management, where she manages a deposit portfolio of commercial, nonprofit, and municipal customers at Fidelity Bank. She has played softball since she was 5 years old, later playing for Doherty High School and on the Crush, which is part of the American Softball Association. So let's give the perfect pitch to Jennifer Conrad. Michael Clark has done what many guys wish they could do, and that is drive a Lamborghini. But that's only part of his story. He owns several luxury cars as owner of Status Ride in Worcester, where he rents exotic and luxury cars to those who want to impress clients or live their own dreams. In fact, his company held his 2nd annual Police and Firefighter Appreciation Day, where officers and firefighters were able to drive some of his cars for free. Michael also owns Cinch IT, which offers technical services and support to small and mid-sized businesses. So let's rev it up for Michael Clark. Michael Tchaikovsky is Assistant Vice President and a mortgage consultant at Southbridge Savings Bank. He's also deeply committed to community service. He serves on the board of directors for the Central Massachusetts South Chamber of Commerce and chairs the membership in golf committees. You can also see him at such community events as the Sturbridge Harvest Fest, Southbridge Fest, where he was MC for the last 3 years, Relay for Life, and fundraisers for the Montessori School. He has also served on the Southbridge Redevelopment Authority. Let's give a big hand to Michael Tchaikovsky.
Hello, is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes, I can see it in your smile. You're all I've ever wanted, my arms are open wide.
And with that, I abdicate the podium and turn it back to the boss.
You know, after hearing the distinguished job that Rick and Mark did, it somehow makes me think my style comes from all those teenage years watching pro wrestling. So here we go, the last 10 with a little more pro wrestling treatment. Okay, Victoria Tumasi Chavez likes to take things on. She went from an assistant manager to program manager in her first 2 years with Alternatives Unlimited, and then just a couple years later was promoted again to Director of Program Development. A mother of two, she's currently pursuing her MBA and still has time to volunteer for her church and several school-related organizations in Northborough. Her hidden talent is that she's a certified race car driver and drives 110 miles an hour, not around town, but around a track in Lakeville, Connecticut. So please give a warm welcome to Victoria Tumasi Chavez.
I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. So good. So good. I got to you.
Where's Michael Clark? Hey, Michael, do we have that Lamborghini sitting out back? Can Victoria and I take it out for a spin? We'll be back in 2 minutes, I promise. Okay, thank you very much. I think Victoria would love to get in a Lamborghini. Okay, next in the line. Ian Katow does some interesting work. As project manager for Tig & Bond, he's currently the project manager for the soon-to-be-completed Sturbridge wastewater treatment plant, which will be the first full-scale biomag wastewater system in the state and only the second in the nation. His engineering career was inspired by his dad, and Michael continues to pass on that inspiration to WPI undergrads at his alma mater, where he serves as a project mentor. Let's shower a little love on Ian Katow. Okay, Sarah Cole Kammerer started her career as a community support provider in Roxbury, helping the homeless and poverty-stricken. Worked at New England Shelter for Homeless Veterans and as an adolescent clinical psychotherapist before launching her own private counseling practice in Shrewsbury. This mother of three describes her job in a very simple way: to help those in pain find peace. Please give a warm welcome to Sarah Cole Kammerer. Lisa Busboris is another winner who can't seem to take on enough responsibility. This former public school teacher first bought the daycare center her daughter attended and then helped build and manage the Little Patriots Early Learning Center at Veterans Inc.'s Women's Shelter. She does a lot of volunteer work, much of it for Veterans Inc., and her not-so-known talent is that she was a competitive figure skater and coach for many years. Let's score a 10 for the proud owner and director of Mrs. B's Preschool and Kindergarten, Lisa Busboris. Woo! Wow, you've been waiting for that one. Go, Lisa! Good job on the noise meter. Lots of fans out there. Okay, next. Sonia Brem is truly in the boiler room when it comes to developing affordable health insurance plans. As Senior Director and Product Manager of Product Management for Fallon Community Health Plan, she's led the implementation of several new programs in response to the state's landmark healthcare legislation. While professionally she's focused on making ours a healthier community, that crosses into her personal commitment as well, as she's an active supporter of the American Diabetes Association. Please give it up for Sonia Brem. And Sonia's Sonja speaking to Deutsch is a good German speaker, for those who don't know their German. Okay. As principal, David Borden has led the growth of CCR Wealth Management from $20 million at its startup in the year of 2000 to over $700 million today under management. His Westboro-based team has an outstanding client retention rate, and we're sure he's headed to $1 billion under management soon. David, how soon will that be? You can start coming up. While he's fully engaged at work, David still finds time to volunteer his time and spend quality time with his wife and his 3-year-old daughter. Let's hear it for a talented team builder, David Borden. David told me earlier he likes to stay pretty low-key, so sorry for amping it up there, buddy. Okay, Phil Berry got his work life started the tough way, completing his degree slow motion with 2 young kids at home, a 3rd on the way, all while renovating his fixer-upper. Sounds like a lot of pizza for dinner nights to me. Nonetheless, he graduated magna cum laude and launched a Leominster-based online survey company, Jabunu, with his brother Ken in 2003 that has continued to grow and thrive. Phil ran the Boston Marathon last year to raise money for autism, sings in his church choir, and was the lead actor in an independent film, Approaching Normal. He's still approaching it. Let's recognize entrepreneur and Renaissance man, Phil Berry! What's happening music, Phil? Nice job. All right. Phil Belcito's profile gives a lot of credit to others. Paul Belcito's profile gives a lot of credit to others, so we're here to put the spotlight back on him and recognize his accomplishments. This Hanover Insurance Group Community Relations Manager helps his company deliver on its commitment to corporate citizenship, and Paul's personal board commitments range from the Worcester County Food Bank, U Inc., Dismiss House, the Emerald House, Worcester Tree Initiative, and St. Peter Marion, where he's on a board there. He's been tested and he's got his priorities straight. Please give a warm welcome to Paul Belcito! Okay, when tough times come to any industry, the less committed tend to move on to another career. Well, when the 2008 financial downturn happened, Merrill Lynch senior advisor Heather Arndt took the bull, or rather the bear, by the horns and has doubled her business in the last few years. She passed her certified financial planner exam, yet remains in the minority as only 15% of financial advisors in the U.S. are women. She's an active volunteer and a runner who has completed a marathon, won a couple of 5Ks, and completed a tough mudder race. That's where you get really muddy. And so did Brian Trainer. Hey, Brian, some props to you wherever you are. Nice job. Okay, so anyway, she's clearly got plenty of mettle. Let's give it up for Heather Arndt. Okay, finally, you know, you might have noticed that we this is not alphabetical, this is the opposite of alphabetical, reverse alphabetical order. We end with an A, our final honoree, Erin Anderson. Erin started her career in the travel industry, later going back for her MBA and beginning a career in the HR field. After getting her start with Target, she joined Reliant Medical Group, where today she is an HR business partner. An active volunteer, Heather describes her many life mentors as her personal board of directors. She's been singing and dancing since kindergarten, and apparently there's a video clip of her doing the moonwalk in a flash mob on her company's intranet. So Erin, I'm not going to ask you to do the moonwalk unless you really want to. So come on up in whatever style you'd like. Please recognize the multi-talented Erin Anderson. Okay. So, Ron, while all the judges are up front, would you guys just stay up front and everybody stand? Let's get a shot of all the winners standing with our judges in front. Ron, are you coming? Where are you going? Oh, we can't even. Oh, sorry, he has to change. Oh, all right. Well, I'll speak. I'll start my wrap-up comments, and we'll take that shot in 1 minute, okay? Sorry about that. Okay, so thus ends the formal part of our program, except for one photograph. I want to again say a special thanks to our friends from Nichols College, Commerce Bank, and Charter Business for their generous sponsorship in making this event happen. To our corporate sponsor, Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare. To our media partners, WTAG and SRS, and special thanks to Curry Printing, Elevation Exhibits, Mark Serra Productions, Mechanics Hall, Pepper's Fine Foods, Revelation Productions, Ron Boulay Photography, thank you, Ron, that's Ron in front, Sprout, and Tim Garvin of the United Way, who was our keynote speaker at a breakfast we held a couple months ago. And by the way, the final thanks goes to the Worcester Business Journal team and to Chris Prosser. Will Chris Prosser please stick her hand in the air? I know she won't, but let's give her a hand. Everyone's mentioned her. Fantastic job pulling this event together. All right, we're going to take one group shot with Ron, and then we're going to release these winners to the admiring throng. So, folks, let's all come together for one big group shot. Okay.